As we hand it off, Chuba can just walk it in his stead as the ball is downfield, and it's a touchdown for us. Daniel Jones, he looks to roll, looking for the pylon, and he dives over the top of the Saints defender. As they look to throw it, they've got Olave, who's by two diving defenders. He's sprinting and no one's going to catch him. For Chuba Hubbard, as he bounces to the outside, over pursuit from Whitehead, sprinting all the way to the outside, past the diving Duggar, and diving in. Looking for a pass, it's Hodgins! Again, Winters stretches out as we're trying to get the power to the outside. It'll just be the speed instead. A little bit of some play action, pass rush arrive. As they wait, let it develop. Brothers! Bates dives, misses on the sack, and it's Algier into the end zone. It is up and it's headed straight down the middle. We finally get that win after nearly letting it slip away. And while that win was great, a lot of speculation has been around this team and the quarterback spot, as Bryce Young did not suit for the last game. In fact, Daniel Jones started, and it was Daniel Jones getting all first team reps this week. We also saw backup Tyrone Fulton, second year player, formerly of the practice squad, getting all the second team spots. And with that, some reports have started to surface around the league. Dr. Berenstein reports that during Bryce Young's absence from the team, it is speculated that he is seeking a third-party opinion on a lingering foot issue from his early season injury. Reports say that he is seeing Dr. Foot, a renowned podiatrist in Switzerland. But that is not the only thing reported for Bryce Young. Bernard Grizzly has reported that Bryce Young is taking after fellow NFL quarterback Aaron Rodgers and heading to a darkness retreat, an attempt to get not only his physicals right, but also his mentals. But pause on Cam and got an opinion from a teammate, and this is what Chuba Hubbard was quoted with saying: "I hope my guy gets right, but right now the team is focused on taking charge of the division, and this week we got our rivals in the Bucs." Now, while those words might be a little bit harsh for the team's former quarterback one, Chuba Hubbard has seen a lot of success with the offense now focused around him, as he's coming off a player of the week performance, which saw him go for over 200 total yards. Now, that might be a little bit harder to do today against the Buccaneers, as we will be without starting offensive tackle in Jedrick Wills Jr. and backup primary offensive lineman Jamari Salyer. Luckily though, we're not the only team dealing with injuries. Antoine Winfield Jr., he is out with a PCL sprain. They'll also be without one of their tight ends in LaRon Holiday. But this is a highly touted matchup, as last time these two teams met back in week 7, it was an overtime game, in which unfortunately the Buccaneers were able to take it. Now, this game did feature Bryce Young, but he did not play very well. 2 interceptions, 47% completion. Meanwhile, the defense actually did really well against Aragon, picking him off along the way. And Chuba Hubbard had himself a pretty good game as well. 13 carries, 81 yards, and a touchdown. On top of that, also had 34 receiving. But there wasn't a whole lot happening, for us at least, in the passing game. As for the defense, biggest thing to note was that they were without Vita Vea for a majority of that game, as he left early with an injury. He is back today, and it's going to be a big force against stopping the run. But of course, both teams desperate for that win today, as if the Buccaneers get it and a favorable matchup for the Falcons, they could take charge. As for us, we're trying to get up to possibly second in the division. All that could happen if we get the win. Some of these other games, Saints and Falcons, they go our way. We could really start to swing our momentum, and as Chuba Hubbard said, take charge of this division. Let's get this one underway as Ford has us booted off. It's a good one. Lawson will take the knee and the Buccaneers offense will head out starting at the 25. Aragon, the quarterback of the Buccaneers, has been an interesting one. At times, he's shown great touch. The potential, but also the turnovers have been a problem for him. 13 touchdowns to 10 interceptions this year as St. Juice gets the pick. Speaking of them, play one. Starting in the slot today, already stepping up. He provided no time for us to talk about the changes to the defense. We'll talk about that after the offensive drive as we start at the 40, in plus territory. We send Tyreek in motion, fake the jet sweep. Chuba Hubbard, he finds a gap. Not gonna get the juke, but it will be a gain of 8 on first. And of course, we saw his sentiment about former starting quarterback Bryce Young earlier. I think really what this team wants is just to win. So if Daniel Jones can do that for us, I think everyone will be happy. There is a flag down as Chuba Hubbard puts a good juke on Gore. We're down close to the 10, but it looks like this one will be coming back. It's Thomas, the cause of that penalty, making it 2nd and 8. We go back to Chuba Hubbard, who still finds some space and almost the first down. Make it 3rd and inches. And with that, of course, for the first time today, we'll see the big boy group headed on out. Winters and Barry. As we stretch Winters to the left-hand side, look for the stretch play ourselves. Barry not able to get the stiff arm, but he does pick up the first down. Not exactly the big plays he's been used to of late, but it's an important play. Keeps this drive alive as we come back with a little play action off of it. We have Boston to the outside, though it's a little too far outside. First pass is an incomplete one. And that was something the team did not do too many of last game. Not incomplete passes, but down the field attempts. A lot of them short. I'm sure we'll see similarly as Vita Vea puts an end to the halfback draw. But I'd hate for us to have to settle for a field goal after that St. Juice pick. We have 3rd and 10 at the 29. As we try to set up the halfback screen, we get it out just in time, but Chuba Hubbard got slowed up. And it's a loss of 2, and indeed it will be the field goal unit. Buccaneers massively bail out their offense with thanks to Jordan Thomas's holding call. But Cole Ford has the boot in between the uprights. But as the Buccaneers offense heads out now down 3-0, we could talk a little bit about those changes alluded to with the St. Juiced pick. And indeed, he is starting in the slot today as Moss finds some space down the middle, gain of 9. We tried last game switching Edwards and St. Juiced. Couldn't really say that made any big impact. Today where we've switched as it's a TFL for Hodgins. We'll force that 3rd and 3, but it's Cash and St. Juice switching. So we're gonna see if Cash can do well on the outside today. As it's a little bit of some play action. Here comes Owe. Well, he applied some pressure, but still a clean pass to Godwin for the first. Now, another thing that we tried last game was a little less press coverage. We're going to play with that a little bit more today, but we're going to be rocking a whole lot more man and pressure. Immediately sack, fumble, gets scooped up by Moss. The linebackers were fighting for it and couldn't get it. But already you could tell the defense feeling hungry in this run, trying to make some big plays, and they have so far. 2nd and 20. They look to air out the ball across the middle, and what a snag by Godwin. St. Juiced tried to make it difficult for him, but it's a diving grab just shy of the first. 3rd and 1. We bring a little bit of a safety blitz, rolling across and over the top of Newsome. Buccaneers find more down to the 25, and that's what we're talking about with Aragon. We saw the first pass was awry, but we saw that one really good touch, and we do finally get the sack there. McCullough back again. Already seeing some heavy pass rush for us to start, and that's exactly what we need. Help out these DBs, make sure they don't have to cover for as long. As a quick swing it out to Moss, the juke will get by Stockton, but not by the line of scrimmage. That just means we got to take care of business here on 3rd. 3rd and 16 at the 31. Let's force a field goal attempt ourselves as they'll look to air out the ball. Pass rush away this time. Only credited with half the sack. That was entirely his. We've already dropped Aragon 3 times in this one. Now they're kicking this one from around the 46, a 56-yarder. Leaning right, though, curving back in. Dicker the kicker slices it home, and we have a tie game yet again. With limited time here left in the first quarter, offense is out. As we look for the counter, we got a blocker in front, but he kind of slows down Chuba. Still a really good play. And it's one we'll end the first quarter on. 3-3, we have -2 passing yards. So we need to fix that a little bit, but the rushing starting off really well. And honestly, do we expect anything else from this team? Lippett, he's not much of the run blocker, so a lot of our runs are probably going to favor to the left-hand side, as we do here. Chuba Hubbard sprinting, picking up about another 15. 5 rushes, 44 yards. The Buccaneers know if they're going to have a chance today, it's got to be stopping Chuba Hubbard. 1st and 10 for us, just into plus territory. We look to go with a pass. As it opens up across the middle, Daniel Jones just going to dive for it. He'll pick up 8. In the previous matchup, Young did have a lot of scrambling yards on the Buccaneers. We'll see if Jones follows suit on that as he tries to avoid Vita Vea. He'll still end up dropping him for about a loss of 1. 3rd and 3, Winters and Berry checking back in as we try to get that power game to the outside, get some blocks, which we will. 1st down, bumped out at the 30. That change of pace we've had the last couple games has really worked out well. As Hubbard back in, it's just a gain of 1. David Long Jr. waiting there. Good pursuit angle as we come out with a tight single back set to follow. 2nd and 9. It's going to be a play action roll. We got Tyreek, and it's another one just off the mark. Definitely hasn't been a good start for Daniel Jones throwing the ball. 3rd and 9. Once again, trying to set up the halfback screen, and Chuba Hubbard again held at the line. It will be another field goal attempt as Vita Vea gets back there. Seemingly trying to do a little too much passing. I'm sure the offense will course correct from that moving forward. As we rely on Ford with the long field goal, it is drilled. And so far, this one picking up right where they left off. A tight game, battle of field goals as we are back up by 3. They go Moss, though Stockton right there. Not only fighting off the blocker, but securing the tackle on Moss. He is pretty shifty for a running back here. 2nd and 8. They look to throw the ball, dumping it out to the outside. Edwards, secure tackle. Now, he was definitely outsized out there, but good play from him. He wrapped up the hips, wasn't going anywhere, leaving 3rd and 5. A chance to get off the field, but it's open downfield. St. Juste beat by more. After that first pick from Aragon, the rest of his throws have actually been really good. On the money, on the run even. As it goes to the outside, it's another good throw, finding their tight end for a gain of 7. Really, the only problem the Buccaneers have had today is holding up versus the pass rush. 2nd and 3, they got a bunch to the left-hand side. Looking for a little bit of some play action. As Aragon gets knocked down again. McCullough, 2.5. We're not even through the first half yet. He's having a heck of a game against Johnson over on that right-hand side. 3rd and 9. A good chance here from the defense if they can just come through. Hodgins will. Quick tackle at the 43. I doubt this is field goal range. But it seems like the offense would also agree with that. 4th and 6, they stay on out. Looking to throw, finding Musgrave. They continue their drive. Aragon 9 of 10 for 99 yards. He made the mistake early on. He's been great ever since as Newsome swats that one away. Helping to make up for St. Juste being about a step too late on that cut. 2nd and 10 at the 33. Just over a minute and a half left here in the half as it's downfield and out of bounds, throwing Aragon. Once again, he was targeting more. Been a pretty early favorite so far. Haven't seen Randolph, their early first-round pick. In fact, he was actually taken 1st overall. As that's another poor throw from Aragon. Perhaps him and Musgrave just not on the same timing. Brings up a 4th and 10, and it will be another field goal attempt. But here comes Vernon, who blocks it, and we will take over at the 40. He shot around that corner like a cannon. He had the opportunity to play a little corner a few weeks ago, but that was probably his biggest impact he's left on this team. Offense comes out under a minute and a half before halftime, as we got Chuba Hubbard downfield, stays in bounds. Offense will quickly get back to it then. Trying to make sure we find some more points heading into halftime as we're around a minute left. This time we set up the halfback screen, but just a great stop again, David Long. They're really doing a tremendous job of making us earn every single yard throwing. Under 30 seconds left. They bring a blitz. We look for the check down to Murray. He didn't seem to see the throw. So 3rd and 10. We come out with 2 spread either side. Hubbard gonna wheel out. Let's see if we can find him as they bring the blitz. Instead, we look for the quick throw. Tyreek Hill. He's got space with a block down the field, and he will sprint away to widen our lead, make it 13-3 at halftime. And it took a while, but we finally have the first touchdown. It just came at the end of that first half, 13-3. Altogether, pretty good first half. Offensive game plan got a little bit away from us, started to pass more than I would hope. So we're gonna rein that back in. Defense, great start. But of course, we need a finish. As we look around the league, those Saints, they're a team that we could use a loss for. Titans not helping us out. Saints are up 14-0 heading towards halftime. As for the second game update, Battle of New York, Jets versus Giants, and it is all Giants in this one so far, 28-7. As the Jets 3-8, Giants 6-4. As for last update, the Falcons, another team we could use with a loss. They are up, though this one a much closer game, 7-0. Texans, we need some help here. But of course, we also have to do ourselves a favor here, and that means putting ourselves in a good spot to win. We start with possession already with a 10-point lead. As Chuba Hubbard down the middle, play 1 picks up 2. He only had 6 carries in that first half. Obviously, we got Barry a little bit more involved, but that's a pretty big difference from the week prior. Gonna get back to that similar game plan as Chuba Hubbard picking up that first down near to the 40. And I do have to give props to this offensive line. Despite missing Jedrick Wills Jr., they're holding up really well. Chuba Hubbard back again down the middle, powers forward, picking up 5. And of course, part of the group we need to give a little bit of some thanks to the fullback and the tight ends. They've been helping block a lot. Picking up over on that right side here, though that time Lippett does not do his job. Try to show him love when we can, but that time he cost us. Make sure he picks up his block here as it's 3rd and 8. Daniel Jones, he looks to throw. We got the drag to Thomas. Gonna pick up the first down and a few bit more. And that far more matches what we were doing last week. If we did decide to throw, it was that or RPOs we have dialed up here. And we will hand it off. Chuba Hubbard, who's trying to bounce to the outside. He will get a little bit of a stiff arm, yes, but not gonna get by David Long. Heck of an effort, though, from Chuba Hubbard. We'll send him out ball checking in here much earlier in this game than last game as he finds a crease down the middle. Another first down as he gets us down to the 31. With us relying so much on these running backs, we're going to see that rotation. Ball going to get more of some looks as we're actually going to go with a pass here. Play 1. See if we can catch them off guard, or they send the quick blitz. We'll get this one out to Ball and will be a gain of 4, almost as if it was a run. Now, of course, if they are going to be sending blitzes as they've tried this half, we've got to make them pay. RPO, that is an option for us. As we hand it off, Chuba Hubbard will pick up a few more, 3rd and 2. And with it, we'll bring out Barry, though this time not with Winters. Single back set. As they bring the blitz, Barry bounces and is stopped. A gain of 1. At the 22, we are up 10. The field goal would still leave us up 2 scores. We have time here, so we will go for it, though don't like the look that we're coming out in here. So Jones makes a change as the play clock looks to expire. Coming across, he misses the throw to Bateman. A late hit there, though the referee didn't see it. We'll go as a turnover on downs, and the Buccaneers offense heading out with a little bit of some momentum. They start spread empty. Down the field, Aragon misses again. Though that time they did actually target their big receiver in Randolph. He's a superstar. They just haven't gone his way. They go to Moss the play after. He's trying to find some space, but corralled by Edwards. After the stop there, from the Buccaneers defense. A stop here from our defense could go a long way. 3rd and 7. Bunch to the left-hand side. They got more to the right. A little bit of some play action. They try to flood one side, and they got Randolph open. But he missed the throw. Defense catches a break. You've got neither quarterback looking particularly good in this one. As our offense heads back out, we bring out Barry and Winters. Looking to get their power game to the outside, slip between some blocks, and we will before we get picked up and slammed down by the edge guy in Philbin. Leaving us with a 2nd and 5, we change up the look here. Trying to spread out the defense, catch someone open, and it's another miss. 6 of 11 for Daniel Jones. Gotta find ways to complete these passes. Leaving us still with 5 to go here on 3rd. We got an RPO dialed up, and we swing it out. We get a block in front of Hill, though the hit comes in. Ball is down and scooped up by White. Favorable position for the Buccaneers to take over. Definitely expect better from our veteran receiver there. Know you've got to hold on to it in that situation. Punt is far better. Instead, a great opportunity here for the Buccaneers as patience nearly sprung Moss. 6 carries, 24 yards for him. As it's 2nd and 3, they come out with 3 tight ends to the right-hand side. Looking for some play action off of it, and they've got Musgrave wide open. Trying to fight off the tackle. Stockton will come in to help brothers, but they're down, goal to go. Some sloppy play this half from both sides. 1st and goal at the 4. We bring a little bit of the blitz. It's out to Musgrave, who dives in. That will narrow the lead down to a field goal. We really need to get our offense back in charge here. Already said it, still haven't fixed it. Back to the run we go. Chuba Hubbard trying to find some space down the middle. He'll pick up 3. And that'll be where we head to the 4th quarter. 13-10. Neither team's passing very well. The Buccaneers better than us, but we're running much better than them. And we're hoping that's going to be our success in this 4th quarter as we head out with our own 3 tight end set. Trying to get Chuba Hubbard to the outside, follow some blocks, look for some lanes, and we'll pick up about 5. A 3rd down is where we've had our struggles. Need to make sure we pick up these 2 as they bring the blitz. Chuba Hubbard just edging out the 1st down there. White nearly had him. And it's not like it's a 1st down by much. Chuba Hubbard heads to the sideline. Winters and Barry back again. Look for a lane to cut down to. Instead, stuffed in the backfield, plus a flag, and it's holding despite the awful blocking. Now to make sure we find something here then on 1st and 20, back to the 25. Ball is in at running back. We look for him on the screen. He's going to get by 1, slide between 2, outrun another, and make it 2nd and 3. There did not appear to be that much room at the start of that play, but hey, we made it work. Time expiring here on the play clock. Back to ball, down the middle, good run, good blocking. 1st down to the opposite 45. And you know, of course, we're letting this clock roll in between each and every play as we're 5 minutes left here. It's a hydraulic press offense. Chuba Hubbard, good juke, will net about an extra yard or 2, gain of 5. He's about 10 yards away from picking up a century mark yet again here. We got an RPO dialed up, and we will keep it with Chuba. Down the middle, he will pick up about 4.5. Once again, just need to make sure we get that last half. Winters and Barry, the power duo. Right down the middle, and Barry will get it. He also takes a good hit in the process. Really is nothing fancy here today, but we're back to the ground and pound game, and it's our best drive that we've had in a good little while. Going with a toss this time, trying to help us get to the outside. We got blockers down the field. Another flag comes in. Where is that going to leave us here? Definitely didn't look to be any sort of face mask, and it's a block in the back on Winters. He was in front of us. Didn't look like he had a block in the back. 1st and 7 then, as Barry tried to find the gap. Instead, Philbin finds him from behind. Closing in on the 2-minute mark here, 2nd and 5. It's a read option. Daniel Jones taking it to the outside. Ball comes out, but Bateman is on it. Also looked like he might have been down either way. But it's also a scare this team did not need. Inside the 2-minute warning, it's a spread empty look. Chuba Hubbard to the left-hand side, as originally they covered up the play, but Chuba luckily found the space. Timeout starting to be called. We're inside field goal range, that is certain. But we could also hopefully add on some points here. Good cut there from Barry. He will pick up 3. Second timeout called. They have 1 more remaining. A first down away from sealing this game. Barry down the middle, and that should do it. Final timeout called. We can let it roll. Or we could try to be a little greedy here and try to get some points. First and goal. Barry, he bounces it and he looks for the end zone. David Long injured on the play. It's all around a little bit of a rub in the face here in the divisional game. But it would appear that with that, the Buccaneers not too happy. They're trying to find some garbage time points here late, and it's open down the middle. Godwin will get them down to the 2. We're going to call a timeout here, try to get ourselves right. Clearly, we definitely could have just let things run to the end of the game. We scored a touchdown, and the Buccaneers trying to do the same. On the goal line, we send the blitz, and they find their touchdown to Moore. So they get a little revenge, but it's a little bit too late. And ultimately, what this game came down to was the fact that we got a blocked field goal, as it ends a field goal game either way, despite the late points being scored 20-17. We get our win streak started against our rivals. And that one would end up helping us crawl out of last place in the division. 5-7, we've sent the Buccaneers to 5-7. Now they sit bottom of the division. Unfortunately, the Falcons and the Saints game, those did not go in our favor. They both won that last week, but we now enter our bye week. So if they happen, more so if the Saints happen to lose this next week, we could see ourselves jump 1 more further. And indeed, the Saints lose 36-21 against the Eagles. That's exactly what we needed. But surprisingly, we did not move up any spots, as we have reached week 14, where we will play against the 3-9 Packers. We are not in second. The Saints 6-7, because they have that extra game win, they are above us. So essentially, they're kind of like a quarter game above us, because we've already played them once and beat them. We have the same amount of losses. So it's not really a half game, because we would have had that half game because of the it's really close for us being in second. The Falcons, they are 6-6. So we have ourselves an extremely tight race as we are closing into the last quarter of the season. You do not want to miss out on the rest of this, so make sure you hit that bear icon on the bottom right, or scroll down, hit the sub button, and definitely tap the bell icon so you're notified of when these videos go live. This series every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We also have the state-only challenge, or states-only challenge, currently the Maryland, and Pennsylvania. That one, really clutch games happening tomorrow. They have the potential, similarly here with another close division, of making the playoffs if they can finish strong and a few games go their way. So do not miss that one. Again, that one's tomorrow and on Thursday. And we have ourselves one non-divisional game before we get back to the Saints, who will be the following game. And again, with this tight division, all of these games, divisional, non-divisional, they're all extremely important. And we're trying to put the drama of the quarterback situation behind us. We'll see if Bryce Young returns, when he returns, and if he gets into the starting lineup, as Daniel Jones did not play all too well in this one. Decently better in the one before, so we'll play it by ear. We also have Fulton that maybe we get a look at. We have options. So who is taking the snaps and handing the ball off? We'll find out next time against the Packers.